Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is Uneducated Yogi here with One Family Investing. And, we gain knowledge over here, y'all, okay? From all around the world, from all types of different people. You're coming here through me or hearing me. And then I sit here and I share other people. I share what I got and I share what other people got. Why? Because it's a resource center. We make moves on investments and we meet like minded people. Comment, y'all. Comment. Okay. I want to get actually straight into this video because I think some cool stuff happened from the last video that I want to show y'all. I'll be going over a lot of stuff. So, just want to show you something real quick. So, in the last video, we went over how to read a chart. And in this last video, I was looking at ICP and Bitcoin. I kind of went over both of them. I can't remember the order how I did it, but remember those Bitcoin lines that we set, the support and resistance lines. Resistant is when this resistant line down here, no, resistant support, sorry. Resistant at the top, support at the bottom. Like you're holding something up, support at the bottom. Like you're pushing something down, resistance at the top. So what's cool is remember it was back here. Go look in the last video. So I drew these lines. This one was, because this was up here at first. So this was a what? Resistant or support line right here. When it was up here, this line was what? Resistant or support. When this was up here, this down here was a support line. And remember, I went back and I said, let's go to you got to know the past to understand the future, right? So we did all that. And I can't remember if I was looking on the day chart at this point or not. Let's see. Yeah, it wasn't the day chart because it wouldn't be that small. So I honestly can't remember which chart, but what's cool is if you can see when I put these ones in, look how it remained, or it went down. Oh wait, where are we at? 2 hour, May 6th. So let's go closer. So this is how you do this. Yeah, we were at about May 6th. So at the bottom, as you can see, it says May 6th, 2025. It says 9:15, and I believe they do military time. So I set up this support line at first, and then it became a resistance line, and then it became a support line again. So if I'm looking at this, because of how I can see the chart now, how I'm looking at it now, I can adjust my resistance and support lines depending on how things are looking. So I'm not going to move this right here, but I might move this top one because, as you can see, I want this resistant line to be as close to where the tops are. So these wicks, remember these lines are called wicks. So these wicks, I want them to be able to tell me in the future that this is where the top is, so to speak, is what we say. Okay, we'll say this is where the top is, and this is called a double top. Is what I recently found out how to properly say it. So we're gonna move this line, this resistant line, and I always go a little bit. Like, I don't want to go higher because if If my resistant line is higher, I'm gonna be waiting on it to get up there, and it's never gonna get there. So what we want to do is we want to be more safe and underestimate just a little bit for me. Maybe you're a perfect estimator, but this is where I'm leaving this one now. Okay, and these are this is a resistant to this, but a support to this, and depending on where today is. So now we're here today. I'm on a 30-minute chart. I'm going to switch that to a 5-minute real quick. A 5-minute real quick. And I go back out. So I leave those as possible. Like this was just yesterday. Even in the evening, 5 o'clock, you can see the time down there, 5 o'clock. So I'm going to leave these resistance and support lines, support and resistant line. And I'm going to come in here. And from me, I'm going to see where I feel like it can break out, so to speak. And one way to do that, one way to mark this is by so right here is a good spot for me because this play in between here, because there's so much play in between here, I just want to see what's up if this would be supported by something. And it looks like it is. So if I go here, if I put this line here, bottom of these right here is at the bottom of this. So this was trying to push down and it didn't go. It's loading. And over here is at the top of these. So this is a good play, so to speak, is what I call it. There's enough play in here to where I'm confident with this being here. So right here, over here, it's a resistant line. And as this keeps going, up and down, if it breaks this, I know that it has the potential to go up here because this is where this is the resistant for this one, but it's going to be the support if two candlesticks happen above this line. It's a potential it's going to go up. Okay, so that's how we read that. But I just want to let you guys see this because in the last video, it looked like these lines weren't doing, basically they weren't doing shit. But when we let time go, time will tell. And it read all of this. Imagine if I was in here day trading again. Imagine if I was in here day trading, I would have been able to see this come up to my line, at this point, resistant line. It would have did all of this, and as soon as this came up like this, man, like right here, so this is real life for me. I would have seen this, it would have went above the line, and then this closed above this. This went above here, and it was a bullish candle. This closed above here, but it wasn't. They were fighting so evenly. The bulls and the bears were fighting so evenly, so to speak. I'm just using language that this stayed in the middle, right? But they were trying to push up. They were trying to push up, and then this one comes. And for me, I probably would have waited for here. And then once this one and this one happen, I'm jumping in, okay? And let's just see if I'm jumping in around here, because this candle, this close, Yogi's getting in because I'm a risk taker. And I'm letting this ride out. I'm letting it ride out. I probably would have saw this and probably freaked out a little bit, but since it was even, I probably would have just let this go up. It would have went here, and then once I saw this, I probably would have got out around here. So, that's I mean, it says $1,974 move. Like this could have been like a nice little gain right here just because of my support and resistance lines and how I set them up. So I just want to share that really quick because in the last video, I didn't really get to break down the Bitcoin one all the way. And as far as the ICP, similar situation. I just stretched these out, but this purple line. Remember, the purple lines was on my 1 minute chart. There's too many lines here, so don't look at this other stuff. But and we're gonna hide indicators real quick. So remember, these purple lines was for my 1 minute. And that's when I was back here. 1 minute, 5 minutes. Yeah. So the ICP one, because of where I'm seeing this sit, so there was a lot going on. I can't remember exactly which chart I was on, to be honest. Because I remember putting this as a bottom. And then again, if I stretch this out, it was playing between here, and then it broke eventually that bottom. And this is how we set up support and resistance. Well, not like exactly like this. I mean, I'm doing a speed up version, but I'm letting y'all know like even today, like okay, I see this, I see the resistance just like in that other chart. I'm gonna move this down because I see this is where the tops are. So I'm gonna move these down like this. And as this plays now, I can then I'll set up another one, down here now. But you can see like we're looking at where the movements are. We're looking at, they call them high highs, low lows, things like this. But we're seeing that we're setting up our resistance and our support, and then we trade against those. Again, I'm a holder, so you'll see me playing the long game. I'm not playing the short game, but this is also how I train myself before I start day trading, right? So that's very important to understand too. I'm doing this stuff because when I get to day trading, I know how to do this now because I've practiced it so much. So this is early in the morning. I started this around 6:15. And this is what I wake up and do, right? I wake up, I say thank you to God. I pray. I do all that stuff first. I'm listening to different stories about saintly people. So typically I would do that. I wouldn't jump on this right away. I would wait till about 7:30, something like that. But I wanted to get this in because I've got some running around to do. I'm gonna leave this video like this, and I'm gonna do another video on some other stuff. But I wanted to go over those support and resistance lines and show what type of adjustment I would do, and then I would keep watching this. All right, this is the 5-minute chart. I would go in. Again, cryptocurrencies, you can see it's very choppy. There's a lot of happening, quote unquote, in the market, So I would handle all that in a certain way, but I hope you get the gist. Support and resistance lines, they freaking work. It's a way to figure out how to day trade. And my long-term positions, the reason I'm not doing this right now as far as putting my money in is because my money's in my long-term investments. So I'm not going to be putting them in like that, because actually check out the next video. It'll be released today as well. And I'll talk more about that next. All right. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for coming here. Please subscribe, like if you got any value, because I'm working on getting to 50 subscribers. My goal is 50 subscribers. Why? So I can go live. So I can do live streams. It's better for my soul. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to get out of here and do this next video. Love and peace.